All right, here's Mr. Everly back with part 2 of the Math Concepts packet. Part 2, and the first part of the part 2 is right here, solving equations number 4. We're going to solve these equations. So like this one right here, we'll start with number 2 here. There's my equals. And notice, see how we've got the variable x on both sides. So first thing I need to do is I need to subtract 2x on both sides. 2x minus 2x zeroes out and it's gone from over there. And it's over here now. So 4x minus 2x would be 2x. I still got the plus 17. And it still equals over here. This is a negative 31 now. You got to watch for the sign in front of that number. It's got to stay with it. All right, and now this is like the previous problem where I got to get rid of this number here. So I subtract 17. 17 minus 17 goes away. So it gives me 2x equals, and over here I got negative 48. And now I'll divide by 2. And that comes out to be negative 24. And that's my answer. Now you can sub it back in to make sure it's right. So I'm going to do that here. Okay. I'm going to put negative 24 in for x right there. So I got 4 times negative 24 plus 17. So when I plug it back in, on this side I get 79. Okay. Now when I plug it in over here, I'm going to do 2 times negative 24. And I'm going to subtract 31. And then, look there, I get negative 79. So that tells me I'm right because I get the same value on both sides. All right, so that's how you do this. I'll do one more. What about this one here? Now, I notice this is, here's my equals. When I minus my 7x to get rid of it, 7 minus 7 goes away. Now over here, negative 5x minus 7x, well, that's negative 12x. I got plus 35 equals negative, there's a negative there, 13. It's kind of like the problem we just did. Okay, so that means I need to subtract 35. All right, this will go away. So I've got negative 12x equals, all right, this is going to be negative 48. Okay, and now I can divide by negative 12. This will cancel, and that's going to give me a 4. X equals 4. All right, so I put my 4 in. All right, let's bring the calculator in here and we'll do this. All right. So if I put my 4 in here, negative 5 times 4 plus 35, I get 15 on this side. Okay. Now when I put my 4 in over here, 7 times 4 minus 13, that's 15 as well. So I got 15 on both sides, and it tells me my answer is right. Okay. So that's what you're doing here now. We go over here to systems. We got systems of equations, and we're going to do substitution method. Okay. Now, these are all set up beautifully because we got y equals this down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute this right here for y in this other equation right there. Which means I'm going to have 3x minus 4. Then right there where y is, I'm going to put these parentheses, and I'm going to put that 3x minus 7 in place of it. And it equals negative 8. So this is how I set my substitution up. Okay? Right there where y is, in this equation, see, I'm putting this 3x minus 7 in its place. Okay? Here, let me set up another one. I'm not going to solve that one. Right here. 3y plus 2, I'm going to put that in for x. Now you got to pay attention, see, I got to put that for x up here. So where 5x is, where the x is, I'm going to put 3y plus 2. And then after that, I got plus 9y equals 58. And that's how you set that one up. Okay? Here, let's go down to number 5. I'll do number 5. All right, so here, look, I got x equals this. So I'm going to sub this in place of x up here in the top. So right here, I've got 2x. So I'm going to have 3y minus 8 plus 3y equals 2. And that's how you set it up. Now, this time, we're going to finish it and solve it. Now, these up here now, remember, these were not finished. You have to finish those. But this one, I'm going to go ahead and finish it. So now, 2 times all this, I got to distribute my 2 here. So 2 times 3y is 6y. 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. Plus 3y equals 2. All right, and now I've got like terms that go together. 6y plus 3y is 9y minus 16 equals 2. Okay, and now I've got just a regular solving equation like we just did previously. I'm going to add 16. This goes away, so I've got 9y equals 2 plus 16, which is 18. And now divide by 9. And y equals 2. So there you go, y equals 2. Now we have two variables here. We've got x and y, so we need to figure out what x is. So right here is where I come back to. Since y is 2, I'm going to put a 2 right there. See, I've got x equals 3y minus 8. So if I put my 2 right there, what's 3 times 2 minus 8? You just punch that in your calculator. It's going to be 6 minus 8, which is negative 2. So there's what x is. So there's my two answers, okay? Which means my solution, the x number's first, and then the y number's second. There's my solution right there. And that's how you do the rest of these, okay? All right, then we've got this right here, where we're adding these polynomials. Polynomial adding and subtraction. All right, so right here I'm going to add these two. Okay, and then we got multiple choice here, so we just look and find out which one's the right answer. But so when I add these, I got to add the like terms. So start with your highest exponents, which looks like it's 4. So this guy and this guy, I'm going to add them. So 2 plus 6 would be 8, R4. Then I go to my R3. All right, here's R3, but there's not anymore, so I just got a minus 6R3. Then I go to my r squareds. Well, I don't see any r squareds. All right, so then I go down to my r, which I've got this 8r, but that's only r, so I just bring it on over. And then I go down to my constants that have no r, which right here I've got negative 4 plus negative 5, which is negative 9. So there's my answer right there. Now I look for it down here, and I think this is it right here. Right there, that's it. So I guess you bubble it in, huh? There you go. Okay. Now what you got to watch out for is a subtraction one like this one here. Okay. And if you remember before, when I told you about subtracting, you want to change it to add and change all this to opposites, which means I'm going to have negative 4x squared minus 3x and then plus 1. Okay, so forget this. I'm going to add the opposite. So now I do the same thing I just did in the previous problem. So start with your highest powers, which looks like the x squared is highest. So I got negative 3x squared plus negative 4x squared, which is negative 7x squared. Okay. Then I go to my x terms. I got 4x, positive 4x plus negative 3x. 4 plus negative 3 would be 1. You just use your calculator. See here, look. Use your calculator. 4 plus, are you seeing this? 4 plus negative 3. It comes out to be 1. So that's just a 1x. And I don't even have to put the 1, I just put x. And then I do negative 5 plus positive 1. All right, you just punch that in. I'll do this one for you. Negative 5 plus 1 looks like negative 4. So minus 4. So there's my answer right there. Now I just got to find it down here. And it looks like it's that one, doesn't it? Right there. Okay, so that's how you will do that. Okay, then we get to this. All right. Now this is a little puzzle here, and this might be kind of fun to do because we got a little code down here that we got to solve. And it says on here, who wrote this statement right here? I must study politics and war, that my sons may have the liberty to study mathematics and philosophy. Who wrote that? Well, there's a picture of the guy right here. I don't know if you can tell who that is or not, but anyway. it says perform each multiplication. Find the answer in the box. Put the letter next to the answer in the spot for that question below. All right, so I'll do one or two. I'll do one of them, and you guys can do the rest, I think. I'm going to do this one right here. This one looks like it has the biggest powers and stuff. Now, when you do this multiplication, you're going to have to do a multiplication box. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make my box underneath this second one. Okay. And then this first one I'm going to put over to the side. It looked like it'd be more room if I did it this way. Okay. So now right here in this square, I multiply 2a squared times 2a squared. So 2 times 2 would be 4. And then a squared times a squared would be a to the 4th power. Okay. Now right here, 2a squared times negative ab. All right, well 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And I've got a squared times a, which is a to the 3rd. And I got that b. I'm squeezing it in there. I don't have a whole lot of room. Next one here, 2 times 5 would be 10. And I got an a squared and a b squared. So a squared, b squared. All right, now moving down here, negative 5b squared times 2a squared. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. I've got an a squared and a b squared. Oh, you know what? Looks like those two are going to cancel. I just realized that. Now going to this next one here, negative 5 times negative 1 would be 5. And I've got an a. And look here, I got a b squared times a b, which is a b to the 3rd. And on this one now, negative 5 times 5 is negative 25. And I've got b squared times b squared, which is b to the 4th. Okay. And so it looks like I've got 4a to the 4th. And I've got this a to the 3rd b. It don't look like it goes with anything. So minus 2a to the 3rd b. And I've got this a and b to the 3rd. Don't have any that go with that. So plus 5a b to the 3rd, and then minus 25b to the 4th. So there's my answer there, okay? So now what I do is I look and see which one has that one right there, and look, here's the one that has 4a to the square, no, 4a to the 4th, minus 2a3b, plus 5ab3, minus 25. There you go. That's it, m. So this right here, 8, is m. So I'm going to put me at m right here in the puzzle. And there you go. So multiply the rest of them and figure out which letter it is and put it down here. And then it should tell you who this person is that said that statement. That's kind of a neat statement too. I must study politics and war that my sons may have the liberty to study mathematics and philosophy. So that's pretty neat statement. I have one more page, and it's another puzzle. Okay, similar to what we had here. And I think it's the same concept. But on this it says, who wrote this one? One cannot escape the feeling that these mathematical formulas have an independent existence and an intelligence of their own, that they are wiser than we are, wiser even than their discoverers. How about that? We're going to do the same thing on this, though. This guy's on a stamp. This is a stamp here. German physicist who proved the existence of VHF and UHF radio waves. This is what our TV used to be. These radio waves is what our TVs used to be. But, you know, before we had cable, before we had direct TV and all this stuff, we had regular TV over the radio waves. And so we just had an antenna, and we would get whatever radio stations or whatever TV stations we could. And we had VHF and UHF. VHF was channels like 2 through 13. And then UHF was channels 14 on up. Anyway, this guy discovered that, so this is good to know. And he discovered electricity can be transmitted in waves, which led to the creation of the radio. So this guy did something really cool. Let's see if we can multiply one of these out. And I'm looking for one that looks like it might be a harder one. They all look about the same, so I'll just do number 7, lucky number 7. Okay, so I'm gonna build my box. This time I'm gonna make my box maybe a little bit wider. Okay, and I'm still gonna have these right there. I didn't do a very good job of drawing this. And I'm gonna put 2x squared minus 2x here. So 2x squared times 3x, 2 times 3 is 6. X squared times x squared would be x to the 4th. I'm going to go right here. 2x squared times negative 4x squared. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. X squared times x is x to the 3rd. And then 2x squared times 11. 2 times 11 is 22, and it's going to be x squared. All right, there's the top run. And then down here, negative 2x times 3x squared. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. And then x times x squared would be x to the 3rd. And see, I notice these go together. Negative 2x times negative 4x. Negative 2 times negative 4 is a positive 8. And that's going to be x times x, which is x squared. And then negative 2x times 11, negative 22x. Okay. And then I notice these go together right here. And then those two go together. Okay. So I'm gonna write my answer. I'll just write it down here. Okay. So I've got 6x to the 4th. And these two go together. So negative 6 plus negative 8 is negative 14 x to the 3rd. Now I don't change my exponent when I'm adding. Only when I multiply. I add these two, so it's going to be 8 plus 22. That's going to be plus 30x squared. And then I got minus 22x. So there's my answer. Okay, now look and see where it is down here. I got 6x to the 4th. Here's a 6x to the 4th. Minus 14x third plus 30x squared minus 22. There you go. That's it. I. So 7 is I. Where is it? Right here. I. Okay. And you can finish it and figure out what this man's name is that did these neat things and said this statement. All right. So there it is, guys. That's the packet here. If you have any questions, you guys know how to get a hold of me. Just text me anytime and I'll help you all I can. And I sure hope you get your work done. And if you need anything at all, give me a holler, okay? I'm here for you. Have a good day. Bye.